Hello, you're welcome to ABC Highlights. My name is Oba Abatai.
And my name is Nana Kwame Brobe.
As usual, we're bringing you stories from the country, the continent, and across the globe.
And we waste no time, let's dive into our first story. So, Laidoff Twitter Ghana team has been ghosted by Elon Musk and the current Twitter management, and they've been left without a severance pay and benefits. So, I don't know if you guys can remember, but somewhere late May, Twitter was embarking on a global cost cutting procedure after Elon's takeover of the social media platform. And in doing that, they laid off a lot of people in different regions. And Ghana was one of them. And sadly, because Ghana Twitter had just begun and they had just found a new headquarters to operate from, and all Nigerians were jealous because Ghana was a gateway for Twitter to come to Africa, and we were happy about that. But Elon took over and said, "You got to go," and then yes, he led them through the door. But one thing is that they agree on a 3-month severance pay, and up to now,
it hasn't come.
It hasn't come. Months later, they're still begging Elon Musk. And one of the Twitter employees, former employees, was speaking to CNN and said they've basically been ghosted by the current Twitter management. And so the story was reported on CNN. A lot of people started talking. And Elon Musk and the current Twitter management responded with an interesting emoji, and it was a poop emoji.
A poop emoji?
Yes, it was a poop emoji.
The law can't do anything for them?
Well, the law is quite active, but I do not know the full details when it comes to what the law can do in this regard. But they did, however, agree to a 3-month severance pay. And also to note that other people, and I mean other employers in different regions of the world, have been paid.
Oh, so that is unfair too. So is it like you have no respect for the African continent and the people in it?
That would be something I would like to say, because Elon Musk is half South African, he claims. So he can't discriminate against his own kind of people.
Does he identify as South African?
Well, he's been pretty loud about that lineage of his ancestry. So
I see. I see. Well, hopefully they're able to sort it out, and then we wish them all the best.
They wish them all the best. Pay them what they're worth, Elon. You are worth so much more. You're a billionaire. You got there by hoarding wealth. Maybe it's time to distribute it.
True. On to our next story. The Ministry of Lands and Resources, in a response to an accusation of government hiring land guards to protect state lands, are saying we do not hire land guards. Now, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources on Monday dismissed media reports that it has allegedly engaged the services of land guards to protect state lands. This was in a statement issued by the Public Relations Unit of the ministry. The ministry would like to set the record straight that government, and for that matter, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, does not contract the services of land guards in its operation. Now, this is happening after Alhaji Alassane Tuhuyini, the Member of Parliament for Tamale North, alleged that the Chief Director of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources had told the Parliamentary Select Committee on Lands and Forestry that the ministry had engaged the services of land guards to retrieve encroached lands. And they're saying that the ministry, through its agency, Lands Commission, legally engaged the services, please forgive the name of the company, of INOC Holding Limited, a registered limited liability company, to assist in reclaiming encroached government lands. So hence, we do not hire land guards.
So who are the land guards that we've seen in videos trying to encroach government and state property?
That is exactly what we'd like to know, because I believe if people do that, then they have a certain level of backing to think that they can do what they're doing. So if they are not, then what's being done about it.
Exactly, and I don't think it's enough to come out to just say we don't do it.
Give us proof that you do not.
Or even explain to us what is currently happening, because some accountability, as I always say, would be nice.
Very needed, yes.
Exactly, and we're moving on to our next story. And the minority in Parliament is demanding a refund of the $2 million investment in a West Accra Skytrain project. In the first term of Akufo-Addo's regime, I don't know if you guys can remember, but Ghanaians were so excited when the government announced a Skytrain project to be in Accra and in Ghana. And trust me, this was rightfully so. People were supposed to be excited because the train conversation is still an ongoing one, where people are saying if we get trains that work within Accra and even outside Accra, it would be great to facilitate easier like commuting.
Reduce costs.
Exactly, yes. And we don't always have to get to church and the traffic.
True.
Yes, but then when Since the policy or the project was announced, nothing has been done. And in 2021, in the Auditor General report, he stated that the transaction is a net liability. That this, according to the Auditor General, was executed through the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund's acquisition of shares in a special purpose vehicle, that is the AI Skytrain Consortium Holdings, and was valued at the same amount. So let me break it down a bit. Basically, government of Ghana invested and bought shares in this AI Skytrain Consortium Holdings, so that when we do, however, pass the policy and project, they will be able to come settle in and we can kick off from there. But in 2021, still, the Minister for Railways Development, John Peter Amewu, hinted that the incumbent government will not be able to provide Ghanaians Skytrains as earlier indicated, and not in any like 3 or 4 years ahead.
So if they happen to not, retain power and go away, is, the next, party that is coming in going to say, okay, we are going to continue working on this for the benefit of Ghanaians, are they going to throw it away?
Well, from what I'm sitting, obviously the minority doesn't share the
same idea, so
importance
then it won't work
of
out.
this project.
So, okay, I think these are valid questions. If you cannot provide, what you said you will provide, so what about the money? Are we getting it back? Can it be put into something else so that people can, benefit from it?
Exactly, that is what the minority is asking. And beyond that, we are asking, why would you buy or invest $2 million from an economy that even when was doing pretty well, but we are not there. We are not America. We are not an excellent economy. But to put $2 million into a project, you have not done your checks well enough to know if it's something we are going to be able to sustain and maintain.
Exactly.
It's pretty wild.
Exactly, because you do, what do I say, make the calculations of, this is the amount of money we would need, maybe projections, this is the amount of money we need to do this, do that, where things like that not done.
Yeah, clearly, and the minority is calling into question the spending of the national expenditure by the incumbent government and how they treat the public purse. But it's still a very much developing story, and we would like to hear the majority's response to the incumbent government and what they have to say. And when they do, we'll definitely let you know.
They would. On to our last story for the day. The regional chairman, NPP regional chairman for the Savannah region, Alhaji Idrisu Suleimana, has a message for the 10 MPP flag bearer hopefuls. He says they should do away with character assassination in their campaigns. I believe this is very timely because over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing shots thrown, left, right, center. And I think the main person, who's doing the throwing of shots is Mr. Kennedy Japan. He is not, backing down in throwing the shots at people. And he's saying that, let me read what he said. He said, I'm joining the numerous calls by well-meaning sympathizers of the great MPP to the aspirants to conduct their campaigns in a decorous manner devoid of insults and vulgar language. We in the Savannah region remain united and resolute in contributing our quota towards the historic victory of the party come 2024. Hence, I would like to call on all aspirants once again to present to us their messages that in the end, we will make our party remain united behind the victorious candidate for us to break the 8.
So this is party related then?
Yes, it is.
First of all, I don't get the surprise, or is it April? Because this is not new, is it?
It is not. Maybe, they're trying new things. Let's use,
grace for room to grow.
Yes.
Great. But would these standards be held when the character assassination, the slander, the libel, all these things are against the opposition?
Oh, I think over the last weekend, we heard that allegedly the vice president said he beat the former vice president Muhammad twice and he will do it again. So that is a bit of like, along the line. So he's telling them, don't do that. Let's do it respectfully.
But I wouldn't even consider that slander or lies or character assassination. If it's a fact, he's speaking a fact. But I'm just saying that when after the MPP primaries and they do have a presidential candidate, will they expect their campaign trail to be devoid of character assassination, slander? Would they say, no, don't say this about Muhammad, don't say this about Chabutum, don't say this about that. Let's all have a decorum of integrity and peace and niceness.
Well, hopefully when that time comes, he will, say the same thing and extend the same grace. Otherwise, I'm sure the Ghanaians will have a field day with this particular message that he's given.
Well, Ghanaians have always been made to believe that politics is a dirty game. So we are here to see if they make it any way cleaner than we see it to be.
True. This has been ABC Highlights. My name is Golda Abadai.
And my name is Nana Kwame Brobe. Do not forget to log on to abcnews.com for your latest news.
And our social media handle, ABCNewsGH_.
See
See
you.
you.